Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to more Leif Plays City Skylines. And here we are in North Park District. This is our commercial strip here. And I'll just zoom out a bit. You can see kind of where this is at. It's our commercial strip. We got our nice park in here. I've filled in a lot of trees. Tried to really get that looking good. Actually, I have put in, no, where do I want to look here? Well, yeah, we can look here. I put in a lot of these little one-by-one parks that we put together. It's just a one-by-one park with trees in it. I've kind of sprinkled those around wherever I have other trees that kind of will mask it. And got really good coverage for our leisure stuff by doing that. I also did it a little bit down here, started to add a few in some of these corners where I'll probably fill in trees just to kind of see what that would do, and that definitely got much better coverage in this area south of the freeway there too. So that is kind of a cool little discovery. That's a way to really get good coverage when you don't want these big humongous parks maybe. But you want more natural looking, green space like this stuff here. I mean, this would serve the function of a park in many respects in the city, right? I mean, it's got a walking path, people probably bike or rollerblade or whatever in there, and it's got greenery, so that should have the effect of a park. So it's kind of nice that we can do that, put these little one-by-one parks in there. For that reason. In fact, let's throw one more in there. Is it this guy? No. Is it this? Yeah, it's this one here. Let's put another one right there. And actually, let's put them next to the subway stop all the way across. And another one down here. Just for kind of consistency. So that reaches up a little bit to the north, which is good. And we're seeing, yeah, you can see the colors changing. That's making a big difference. So excellent. So that's good news, something that I discovered. You can also see that I expanded the North Park district, and maybe we want to call this a different district actually, up here north of the railroad. I'm not sure, but for now I just kind of threw it all, clumped it all together. So let's take care of that water shortage problem. We have a passenger rail down here. It's kind of behind the commercial zone, similar to over here in the first part of North Park District. We've got another commercial strip here, and behind the commercial strip we've got a bunch of offices, and over near the offices we have this passenger rail. And I believe, if I recall correctly, no, we did put in one other passenger rail over here. It's kind of experimental. I don't know if this is really, if this makes sense to do it like this. I don't know. So 251 passengers last week. This one over here, 187 passengers. And it's not, I mean, these two are connected to each other, but other than that, it's connected just outside of the city. So there is that. As you can see, I also started kind of shaping out the highway path here, how that's going to go. And obviously this bit here needs to be kind of cleaned up still. Let's see, what else did I do that was particularly interesting? I put in one of the shopping malls here, because we didn't really have any of those placed yet. So this is the Mall of Moderation, a cheapo mall for shopping. And actually, this might not be the best place for this, because this is kind of the high class, high wealth area, I guess. If we look at our property values, you can see that we got a lot of green in there. It's still not quite as much as Kellogg Square. I think Kellogg Square is getting a lot of benefit from the parks, probably also the subway. So now, speaking of transport. You can see we used to have this yellow line as a subway line. It came up to about here, I think, and I've extended it so it intersects now with the blue and the red and the green, which is nice, and it comes underneath the river and hooks up over here and is adjacent to 2 different bus lines. So now in North Park we have 3 bus lines so far. We have this blue one, which kind of stretches east-west-ish. We have this green loop in the northern part of North Park, and then we have just a purple connector that kind of connects the 2 zones. Something I learned, actually you can see I didn't delete some of this subway tunnel. What I learned is it's not very easy to cross subway tunnels under the river. I mean, it seems to me that you should just, terrain shouldn't matter because you're building underground. It should just let you put it wherever you want. But you kind of have to snake it around like this so that you're not going too steep, because the tunnel, as you can kind of see maybe as I rotate around, it still is following the terrain a bit, even though it's underground. So you kind of have to snake it around so none of the segments are too steep, which results in this weird horseshoe thing. But so actually we can just delete these chunks here, because that was another attempt at getting this across the river, and it ended up being way too far out. Alright, what else is going on? Let me think here. What else did we do? Not much. I think that pretty much covers... Oh, a couple other things, I guess. I started to make a spot here for the oppression office, which I don't think that it really has any effect. It certainly doesn't affect leisure. So I don't know what it accomplishes. I mean, you can go to the unique building tab, but it doesn't appear to have a an area of positive effect. So I don't know. And if we go into here under the unique buildings, here it is. It just says it's a requirement for building the medical center, but it doesn't say if it has any effect. But it looked kind of cool, so I decided we'd put that up here, maybe in another sort of commercial strip. And one other unique building I placed down right here is the tax office, I think. Yes. So I thought that building looked kind of nice over in this area, across the street from the park. So that looks pretty good. So for some other unique buildings, we have here the Plaza of the Dead. We need to fill 3 cemeteries. So let's actually just place 3 cemeteries and let them fill up just to try and get that achievement, and then we can move them later. I will put them somewhere where we really aren't building. We aren't building much. So let's just plop them 3 in a row right here, and we'll just let those run. And yeah, they have electricity. Okay, good. So that's actually causing some upgrades here, it looks like. People like to be close to the cemetery, I guess. Alright, so we were looking at the unique buildings. So that's our tier 1, last of the tier 1s. We have a posh mall. And to get that, we need to drop our tax rates down to 4%. I think right now we're way up at 12%. So we may do that, but we're going to lose a ton of money doing it. You know what, let's just do that on screen now, because once we get the achievement, we can jump that back up. So let's drop it to 4, 4, 4. People should be absolutely thrilled with this, no doubt. There's 4, 4, and 4. Alright, and we should see this unlock, hopefully, all tax rates at most 4%. Speed this up a bit. We're losing a lot of money doing that, though. All tax rates, 0 out of 20. That's probably weeks. Yeah, and these are days going by. So, yep, that's weeks. We need 20 weeks of this. I don't think that we want to afford that, so we're going to bump those back up. We'll work on that achievement at a later time, I guess, when we're more a little more stable and able to deal with that. We probably have enough savings to do it now, but I don't want to really mess up everything else that we're doing for this. But we'll get that Posh Mall unlocked for sure. So let's raise that back up to 12%. Let's let this run again. We'll slow it down. Let's see what else there is. So that's the highest, the last unlock in Tier 2. We've got Tier 3. We've got a bunch of things. So weekly education expenses over 20,000. So we're getting close to that. We've got a court, and what is that? That's the Colossal Order offices. And a games company. Okay. We got the courthouse. We need crime rate over 50% in order to unlock that. Well, that sounds unlikely, doesn't it? And the Grand Mall. We need an airport. Okay, that's Tier 3. Here, Business Park. We need more commercial built. The Grand Library. We need more universities. The Observatory. We need 1,000 abandoned buildings in the city, I guess, to get rid of all that light pollution. We can build the Opera House. We have not built that yet. Let's look at Tier 5. We've got the Science Center. We've got the Aquarium. We've got an Expo Center. We've got a high-interest tower. And still to unlock, we need more city service buildings. And up at Tier 6, we've got Cathedral of Plentitude. We need more city services. We've got a stadium. We've got a modern art museum. Sea and skyscraper. We need to construct a harbor, which we can't do on this map because there is no ocean connection. And here, 3 universities will open up Theater of Wonders. So, the reason I was going through that is because I was thinking we could transform this island into kind of like an arts center. So we could put the Opera House, the Art Museum, maybe some stuff out here and make this like a, like a destination, a tourist destination kind of thing. Maybe get a subway stop out there, get a couple of bus lines running. Thought that might be kind of cool. We could spread that stuff out through the city, and that's maybe more effective, but just in terms of coming up with an interesting looking city, I thought that would be kind of fun. So, and then let's look quick at our monuments, because we have not unlocked any of those. And what these basically do is take care of a certain kind of demand. So the fusion power plant, I believe it just... no, this one is a little different. Okay, so this one outputs 16,000 megawatts, whereas our nuclear power plant is 640. So basically, it'll power our whole city with no pollution, just for building that one monument. The space elevator is like a big tourist thing. Will increase your tourism and your taxes for that. The Eden project increases land value. It doesn't say what the land area, or the area of effect is. I'm guessing that it's really big. The medical center, it just maxes out your citizens' health, so you don't need any medical buildings anymore, is my understanding. And then Colossal Order offices, and that is a science thing, and that takes over all of your education service, so you don't need any schools, universities, anything anymore. So that's kind of how those work. Okay, well, let's let this run a little bit. I'll be back with you in a minute. Okay, here is a start on our sort of arts and culture island here. We've got our Museum of Modern Art that sticks out at the end of the island there, kind of out into the river. And we zoom in here and give it a look. The most modern museum. Visitors last week 35, tourists last week 10. And then here we have our Opera House, which looks like a dude wearing goggles, sort of, which is kind of weird. But let's see, 19 visitors, 3 tourists. Our access is really limited over here currently, so I think that's our major issue. We're going to do a little bit of cleanup on this edge here, because we want this nice plaza back here to have a view out into the rest of the city. But I started filling in some grass, or some trees here, some forest. I've got a bit of a park going on here, so I will, actually let's just do it right now while I'm thinking about it. We'll mix in a few of those little cheaty parks. So let's throw in like one here, we can fit in one there, probably get one there, there, and let's just sort of space them out like that. And there is another building I think that we haven't unlocked yet that might be kind of cool. That theater is one, and then yeah, maybe it's just the theater, so that'll be our third building. Grand Mall, Courthouse. Yeah. Yeah, that's a mall. That's okay. Yeah, so when we finally unlock this thing here, the Theater of Wonders, I think we'll put that out here as well, probably on this side over here maybe, if we can fit it. So if we take a look at our pollution map, that should be, yes, it's totally cleared up now because we had our power plant down there before. Move the power plant just out here into our industrial zone for now, and spread out the garbage as well. Garbage situation's not going to be quite so good over here anymore. The trucks have to come a lot longer distance to get to it, but that's what I'm going for here, I think. And so let's throw down a subway line. So where would we want our subway to come out? Actually, I think we want our subway to be on this corner. So actually, I'm gonna move this over by 2. Come back to our subway tool, and we'll do it just like that, I think. So that'll spit tourists out into this area, and they should be able to walk around to everywhere they want to go, as well as enjoy the paths here, the little parks. So there's that. Bus lines, we probably want to connect both main parts of our city with this island. So I think we're just gonna do. I'm gonna do this. We're gonna create a new line. We're gonna have it stop here, and this is where it's gonna kind of turn around. So we are gonna have it actually. Yeah, we can have it stop there, I guess. Actually, let's just. Yeah, it's the easiest way to get it to turn around, I guess. Actually, we want it taking only right-hand turns. That'll be easier. So we will add a stop there, and then we'll come across here. We'll add maybe a stop here. I mean, this business is up there, so I don't think we really need to do that, but we'll add a stop there, there, and then we'll just come all the way back. I guess we'll stop on the other side of the road there, and we'll connect it up here. Okay, now what we want to do is go into our data view. This is where things get a little confusing to look at. Now we can click on this and change the line color. So we have a purple, we have a blue, we have a green. Let's make this a red bus line. So let's close that. All right, now we can see that a little bit better. So the buses should, okay, we got the buses coming in from our bus depot, which is down there. So buses are coming in, they should be looping around. And we probably want a bus line coming in from here. We're going to do that another time, I think, though. So we're running out of time for this episode. A little bit slower this time. I did a lot of stuff off camera and just kind of wanted to show it off, I guess. Yeah, I thought it was kind of time to maybe start working on this little bit here. I kind of like the way that it's shaping up so far. So, other things that we need to do, I really want to clean up the industrial zone at some point, clearly. It'd be nice to actually purchase the last of our zones here. We can go all the way around the lake, and we can start connecting up some more of our highway. It might be a nice thing to do in the future. So anyway, still waiting for suggestions on some of these unnamed districts here. If anybody has any thoughts about that, leave it in the comments below. And like the video if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And everybody have a great day. I'll catch you next time.